You might wish to actually transmit your drawing and all of its settings to a colleague, a client, or perhaps a contractor. What you can do is you can utilize an excellent command in AutoCAD called eTransmit. And what this does is it bundles everything up into a package ready to ship out either via email or in a folder, perhaps in a server client environment. Now, you must remember to make sure that you have saved your drawing before you run the eTransmit command. Otherwise, it will just tell you that it's not saved and you've then got to go and run the command again. One of the visual ways of checking whether your drawing has been saved or not is in the drawing tabs. You'll notice just under the ribbon you can see the Start tab, and next to that the 15_ creating output tab. If there's an asterisk on the drawing tab up near the name of the drawing, that indicates that it needs to be saved and there are changes that need to be saved. You'll notice there is no little asterisk on the tab at the moment, which means I can run the eTransmit command. So I'm just going to type it. So it's an E and then the word transmit, like that. And you can see it comes up on the suggestion menu. So I just press enter and it brings up the dialog box where it's asking you to create a transmittal. So it's right here. Again, it's quite a big dialog box. But what's really nice is it's showing you all the CTB files, the plotter files, and so on. So everything's in there ready to go. The nice thing is I can add files if I wish. So there might be a Word document or a spreadsheet that might be a specification document. And what I can do is I can come down here and set up my own transmittal setups. So at the moment, the default is the standard transmittal setup. And there's the user. That's my username on my laptop there. So if I click on New, I can create a new one. Or I can modify the existing one. Let's click on New. And again, it asks for a name. Now, there's lots of dialog boxes when you do this, you'll notice. So I'm going to create one called Training, like so. And I'm going to base that on the standard one and continue. Now, we've got another big dialog box to work with, as you can see. And that just fits on the screen there. So you've got different transmittal package types. I can send it as a zip file. I can send it as a folder as well, a set of files, perhaps to put on the server. The zip file is normally for external. The folder, the set of files, would normally be for internal use. So if I set that to zip like that, it keeps all the existing file formats, or I can retrograde them back to an older version if I wish. So there's the 2013 DWG file format that I'm using at the moment. Now, if you're using annotative objects like text and dimensioning, you can maintain that visual fidelity for older AutoCAD versions that don't have annotative scaling. And then you've got your transmittal file folder where it's going to go to, and it will prompt for a file name as well. So you can see that the file name it's going to give me there is grayed out. 15 creating output is the drawing name, and then there's training.zip. So that's the file I'll get. Now I can use the organized folder structure with a source root like so. I can place all the files in one folder or keep all the files and folders as they are. And then I can send an email with the transmittal, so it will automatically send the zip file to my email client as an attachment. You'll notice I can set a default plotter to none because they might not have the same printer drivers as me. Any external reference files can be bound into the drawing automatically, and you can purge any drawings you don't want. You can also include options like fonts, textures, files from data links, photometric web files, and unloaded file references as well. So any XREFs that aren't loaded up will be included in the package as well. So what I would do is I would set all of this up the way that I want it, perhaps give it a transmittal setup description, so I might call that training as well. Click on OK, and there's my training transmittal setup, so I'll use that one and click on close. So there's my training transmittal setup there. Once that's in place, all I've got to do, if I move the dialog box slightly, is click on OK. And that will transmit the file to the location I want it to go to, whether that be a folder, whether that be an attachment in an email. Now, eTransmit is extremely useful for this, and you can do it with more than one drawing. You just go to Add Files here, and it will prompt you for any other drawings you might have in that folder, or you can go and look in any other folder. So the benefit you have there is you can add however many files you want to the transmittal. They will be zipped up. You can send them out as an attachment, or they can go into a folder, perhaps on a server, locally, internally within your organization.